My Little Pony fans, how are y'all doing? With G5 killed out of nowhere and 6 on the horizon, things are looking uncertain for the franchise. As someone who wasn't a fan of G5, I don't think I'll be tuning into what they release in the future, especially after what's leaked. Today we're going to talk about all that, where G5 went wrong in my opinion, and my thoughts on the recently leaked G6. My Little Pony is one of those franchises that's constantly been reinventing itself. New worlds, characters, some recycled here and there, but overall each iteration of the brand has stood on its own. But Hasbro just couldn't help themselves. Generation 5, released in the early 2020s, reuses the world and some of the characters from G4. That makes sense from a corporate standpoint. Listen to that, from a corporate standpoint. Generation 4 was the biggest. The characters are iconic, it captured an audience outside of the target demographic of little girls and their parents, which means more people buying merch, streaming the show, and spreading the word. If you want my opinion, I don't think that was the best decision. People have said it's a cash grab, and more, it limits what they're able to do with the story and world, basing it off a pre-existing series instead of starting from scratch. But that didn't matter, as long as they made something that worked well within those limitations. The movie was fine. I was hoping they'd take the quality that had and bring it up here, but it ended up being cheap and uninteresting. The quality went down, 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 and now here we are in the fiery pits of CGI hell. But G5 had its fans, and I won't discount that. There was something people saw in both shows, which makes it even more confusing that Hasbro decided to can it all together and move on, making it one of the shortest-lived generations of the franchise, next to G2 from the 90s. But fret not, the future of My Little Pony is around the corner. About a month ago, I'd like to say, a mysterious video started floating around on Twitter, purporting to be from Hasbro showing a future My Little Pony series. Now, I've been reached out to and told that everyone who posts these gets immediately taken down. Also, the poster of the leaks was told by Hasbro to take them down personally. Yeah, so anybody in the comments trying to tell me it's not real, get out of here. Get out of here. It's being covered up so much that I can't really find the whole thing at a glance. I'm gonna go off my memory describing it, and commenters, you confirm. So the pitch takes place in a separate universe, but still uses the characters from G4 and G5. These are obviously new incarnations, despite their designs being nearly identical to their original counterparts. Twilight, Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash, Misty, Sunny, and Pip are all sent off to Camp Cutie Mark, where they learn about magic and hope to earn those iconic marks. The pitch video has slides of Twilight running into Rainbow, Pinkie Pie, and Misty, and getting into a confrontation with some bully characters. If my memory serves me correctly, they actually have a similar design to these scrapped characters from G5. It ends with Twilight saying that there's more adventures to be had at Camp Cutie Mark in this new show coming soon. The art style I'd compare it to that opening bit in the G5 movie, but with outlines and some shading. I imagine it would end up looking like the YouTube shorts they just finished doing in terms of animation. Or Wild Manes would actually be more of an apt comparison. Does the pitch show promise for a future My Little Pony cartoon? The way it is now, I don't think so. I'll start with the positives. I personally really like the summer camp, or staying somewhere for the summer or boarding school setting. I never got to go away for camp as a kid, and it's always been this mythical thing to me. I think that could lead to some really fun adventures where the characters are able to build these strong bonds with each other. The bully idea could be a simple, low-stakes threat for our main characters, which is fresh. My dream outcome for this project is it being very down-to-earth and character-based, with some magic shenanigans and adventures, maybe some low-scale overarching story. Feeling Pinkie Keen from G4 comes to mind as an example of what I'm thinking about, but that's a 20-minute episode of television. If this is going to be on YouTube, which I'm not sure if that's a yes or no, then it'll probably be short form like the G5 webisodes. A lot of the appeal the setting and characters could have would be ruined by the shorter length, and need to make it engaging for a child YouTube viewer audience. I hope if this comes out, they change the designs. As it is now, the versions of the new mashup Main 6 are unrecognizable as new characters. I have no fix for this personally, but different colors and drastic changes in hairstyle might be a good fit. This is concept art, however, and not reflective of what actually might be coming out. I don't have much faith in it because of that. Concept art, in general, looks better to a lot of people than the actual thing, and that difference is for a variety of reasons. But when what I guess is the concept art looks not the best, it looks like a screenshot from a YouTube cartoon, I'm worried about how cheap it'll end up being when it's signed, sealed, and delivered. The original concepts and ideas from G5 are so interesting, and in some cases more compelling than what ended up coming out. The Twilight as an Earth Pony inventor is such a great concept to jump off of, even if it means recycling a character. There's a lot of artistry and creative talent put in, and to me it doesn't show up in the final product. at all. G4 had so many creative voices behind it who were given the chance to make something they wanted, and that's why it ended up being the show that everyone loved. It had soul, man. The people who worked on G5 do not deserve to have their jobs ripped away from them because Hasbro decided they would rather chase nostalgia than keep the show going. Support animation unions, you guys. Wait, what's that chasing nostalgia? What's he talking about? Wait, he's transitioning into a new topic, what? Hasbro does not care about My Little Pony. No, they do, but their priorities, to me, lie in banking off G4's recent return in popularity, with Zoomers specifically, who now have their own money to spend on keychains, hyperpop remix albums, and MLP t-shirts at Hot Topic. Roll the clip. They've already got Monster High back at Hot Topic, so who's to say that we won't ever see the Hot Topic MLP section restored to its former glory? Why did people ever watch my videos when I sounded like that? And now, with potentially bringing back the 3 most marketable G4 characters in a new show, it's very apparent what they're doing. Using the 10-year-old hype built up from it as a crutch, G5 was not as popular as G4, and I am glad they're gonna try and refresh it going forward, but it feels like they're taking steps back, instead of building off what they had and moving forward. Go back to like pre-G4, like make them look like horses, put more emphasis on the toys, try something completely different, I don't know. After this, I mean, there's only up from here, right? Right? Gulp! Okay, so I have no clue if Elon Musk will actually buy Hasbro, but 1, he is the richest man in the world, so money is no object, and 2, that's what everyone said about Twitter. Let me be blunt, I don't think that would be a good thing. In his statement, or rather in the Pop Crave post, he's clearly only going after D&D, and for what reason? Of course it's some social political thing he's trying to do. And have you seen what happened to Twitter? At best, we're getting crypto AI integration in G6 or G7. Well, in dark times like this, it's good to keep your head up and think about the things you like about your favorite franchises. I need to reconcile that my entire interest in MLP is really based on me watching this children's show as a child and riding the high of that whole cultural phenomenon. And I'm not gonna ride or die for whatever ends up coming out just because it has the My Little Pony name on it. At the same time though, I'm not gonna go out of my way to shut people down because they like it. Best case scenario going forward is that some Chinese animation studio gets their hands on it. I mean listen, G4 is the biggest thing ever over there, and if they made their own Powerpuff Girls Z-ified Friendship is Magic, people would go ham. Do that please, instead of My Little Pony anti-woke NFTs.